Hi all, Matt McGee, Customer Success Manager here at Geotrek, and today we're going to show you how to winterize your van, primarily the water systems, but we'll also talk a little bit about the heater and your batteries as well. Let's go. All right, so we're going to turn on the water pump switch right here on the left-hand side. We're going to open the water valve, and we're going to let the pump do all our work. It's going to pump the water out. If you had a 5-gallon gray, prior to turning the pump on and pumping all the water out, you would want to use that quick disconnect to go off of your 5-gallon gray and send it so it goes straight out. And then you just let the pump do the work. All right, so we have the water pumping out the front and going straight out. I can also, since I have an outdoor shower in this one, to make it go a little faster, I can pull this guy out, turn on this valve here just by twisting it and popping it open, and open this one too. So now it's going to pump out even faster. I can just leave it on the ground. And then when the pump does get it all out, it's essentially going to clear all of these lines of water as well. So there's no chance for these lines that are coming to the back to have water in it to freeze. Okay, if you have one of the 22-gallon gray water tanks that are under the chassis, you're going to want to empty the water out of that because that could also freeze up. So all we're doing is pumping water into that. We're going to open the valve and let that water come out. Once we get to the very end here, it's good if you can put the van on an incline. It will really send all of that water out. And then for the season, you could just leave that valve open for the winter season when no water's going through there. The other option is if you had a little water remaining or you were going to use a little water that goes into the gray tank, you can use that RV antifreeze, that pink jug, and pour that right down your drain. That would fill up the tank, the 22-gallon gray, with some of that antifreeze, allowing the water not to freeze. Okay, one of the things I like to do is kind of check the progress. How am I doing in draining the tank? So I always take my flashlight from my phone, put it up to the side, kind of go up and down, and you see where the line refracts. That's where the water level is. So I still got about 30% of a tank. So I got a little bit more to go until we're done. So there's two last things after we pump all the water out that you have to do to make sure you're not going to freeze up. One is this high particulate filter here. You just have to turn counterclockwise, unscrew this, and then dump it in the sink. I'm going to show you that when we're ready. I'm getting down to the last of the water getting pumped out of the 24-gallon fresh. So once it starts to sputter like this, I'm going to rotate to make sure I'm pulling all the water right now out of the cold side, and I'm going to turn it the other way to pull all the water out of the hot side. This is important, especially if you have a hot water heater. This pulling it out of the hot side is going to drain your hot water heater of all the water in there. So you can see we're on our final gasps here. I'm just going to do this for another minute or so to let it kind of get the remaining water out. I'm going to rock this back and forth. Once I feel like, hey, I've gotten all the water out, I will turn this valve off, turn off the water pump switch, and then open this valve back up. And essentially that's relieving the last of that water pressure. So now up here in our 24-gallon tank, we are winterized. There's no water in there. Okay, so now that we got all the water out of the freshwater tank, out of the hot water heater, we pumped all that out so that that can't hurt us. We're going to unscrew this high particulate filter cap because it's just holding water and it's plastic. It'd be one of the first things that freezes. I'm just going to take the water out of that very carefully and dump that in my sink. If you have a water filter, now's the time to actually unscrew that as well. So you just have to twist this to unlock, pull it out, and bring it inside for the winter. I usually put cellophane over the top just so that the filters stay clean. And then when you come back in the spring and you're going to fill your tank back up, make sure you put this in first. So we are winterized up top. Hot water heaters winterized. The freshwater tanks winterized. We are all locked down. The one extra trick, so you never make a mistake, is I'm going to unplug the hot water heater, because now that there's no water in it, you never want to mistakenly turn it on. You would burn out the heating element. So you plug this back in once you put water back in the tank and make sure water can come out of the faucet. Then you can plug the hot water heater back in. Okay, don't forget about your soap dispenser. If you have your soap dispenser, which is underneath the sink through here, overfilled and you let the van freeze up, that will crack and split. So if you put soap in there, make sure you only have half of it filled if you're going to let the van freeze up. So now that we did all that at the front sink, right when I was getting close and I knew the water tank was getting low, I did turn this off just so I could focus on up there. But now that I'm done, I have the pump switch on up there, and I'm just going to make sure I clear this line too. So I opened the valve, I opened this, and I'm just kind of letting gravity and the pump get the rest of this out. So this is now sputtering too, and I'm just going to turn it from hot to cold on here to make sure I get it all. And essentially, this line's clear now too. So now I can turn this off, make sure it's all out of here, hang it back up, and we're set. We're officially winterized. Okay, now that we took care of the water, we got a couple other things to think about, especially in extreme cold. And what I mean by that is 10 degrees or below for long periods of time. That will really challenge your battery system. So your batteries do not like to be extremely cold. If you let them be in extreme cold, 0 degrees or under for long periods of time, that literally would damage your batteries. So your batteries do two things. Number one, when it gets below 32 degrees, they will start to heat themselves. So what you need to know is it's going to start consuming power. So most people, if it's just going to be cold, not extreme cold, will plug in their van, change their charge level to be 70%, and then when your batteries start to heat themselves, they can continually heat themselves because it's plugged in. The other option in extreme cold weather, if you're going to have a cold front come through and be in very cold weather, you can plug in to your garage or wherever you're going to be a heated blanket and wrap a heated blanket around this part. And that will keep your batteries warm for that cold front that came through for the 3 days or 5 days. Okay, so using the heater in the wintertime. Most of you know how to use your heater, but I'd say in preparation for winter, you really do need to run your heater monthly, every month and a half, even in the summer. The idea is if you don't use your heater for 8 months of the year, you're really leaving stagnant fuel in a line that will make it hard for your heater to run optimally. So we do suggest get to a cold spot once a month, month and a half to run your heater for 30 minutes or longer. That will make sure that your heater will perform well in the winter. The other things you need to be aware of is it's not a great idea to just leave your heater on for days and days and days. It's not recommended to run your heater at a low temperature for days and days and days. You really have to come up with one of our other solutions like a heating pad over your batteries or plugging your van in so your batteries can heat themselves. So if you're using your van as a ski chalet like many of our customers do, the idea is if you winterize, most ski chalet people will have a big jug of water that they use for their coffee or cooking or cleaning of dishes. You can leave your gray tank valve open or send that water directly out in your sink. But then, because you're winterized, other than that, you really can turn off your heater when you go skiing. When you come back for lunch, you could turn it on to heat it up for you, but then turn it off and go back again. So you're not running your heaters for days and days and days and days because you winterized your water. All right, so we talked about your batteries heating themselves when it gets below 32 degrees. So if you know you're going to be in that temperature and it's just going to be in your driveway, my recommendation is to go into your system, go to the settings in the upper right-hand corner and change your charge level down to, anywhere below 70, and then I'm going to hit save. What I'm doing there is when I have it plugged in and the batteries are heating themselves, I'm not always trying to bring it to 100%. So it's just healthier on your batteries to reset that at a lower charge rate so that you're not always using the power from your garage. Okay, you're going to go on a long trip or it's winter and you're not going to use your van for 30 days or more. We have a couple of things. We've already winterized. I would recommend if it's winter and you're going to be in a cold climate, get all the water out of your van. Then the other thing to do is go into your system, change your discharge level up to 30% and hit save. Essentially what we're going to do now is turn on every device we have in here, maybe even plug in a space heater, and we're going to bring the power down to 30%, somewhere between 30% and 50% is ideal storage of your batteries. Once the power gets down to 30%, all of your lights and everything will go off. At that point, I would hold this button here for 3 seconds, which is the power for the entire system, and turn off the system. At that point, you can walk away from the van for months on end, come back, plug it in, charge it to 100%, go back into your system, change your discharge level back down to 5%, which is where we like it, and you are now back in business. Okay, so to sum up, it's coming. Winter is coming. Get the water out of your van if you're not going to be heating the van or be in an area where it's warm enough to keep this above freezing. So get all the water out of your system. Make sure you manage your heater wisely. So in doing so for the winter, that means you were managing it in the summer by turning it on for 30 minutes or longer every other month or every month and a half. And then lastly, make sure you protect your batteries. If you're going to be in extreme cold, then we recommend putting a heated blanket around those batteries or plugging the van in so that the batteries have enough power to heat themselves. You guys do that, you're going to have a great winter.